Hi, good morning. In today's session, we're going to discuss about the functions called data metric functions. We'll say it's DMF. D stands for data, M stands for metric, F stands for functions. These data metric functions mostly used to measure the quality of your data. Whenever you are doing some analytics, your data quality should be good. Then only you can do some analytics on those warehouse data. Now, in order to do some data quality checks, we are going to use these functions. Like these are the built-in system data metric functions. You can see average, blank count, blank percent, blank metric schedule time, data freshness, how fresh the data is. When the data came into the table, we can able to measure using data freshness, and then what's the null count, any duplicate records present, you can find the duplicate count. All these built-in functions are used to find the data quality, to measure the data quality. If you are working in any data governance project, the first rule, thumb rule is we have to maintain a good data quality. Then only you can do some predictive machine learning algorithms on those datas. Now, in this DMF functions, data metric functions, we have various subcategories. One is accuracy, you can see. Another one is freshness. Third one is you can get some statistic information about the data. And then uniqueness. Unique nothing but you can able to find the duplicate records. Okay, how many duplicate records present in that column you can able to find using uniqueness function is duplicate count. And then you can able to find the volume of the data, how many records present in the table using row count, how many unique records present in the table you can able to find, unique count you can use. These are the various subcategories we're going to see for the DMF functions. First one we're going to discuss about is accuracy. Okay, how accurate your data is. That's what we're going to measure is. First one is blank count. How many blanks are present in that corresponding column? We're going to measure. It's one of system DMF function, data metric functions. System data metric functions, we can say. And then mostly these data metric functions available in the enterprise edition. In other editions, you can't be able to use this data metric functions. Only in enterprise editions, which are this functions will be exist. Now, what I'm going to do is, right, the blank count is going to run how many blank records present in the table. For that, we have to use the schema called snowflake.core. This is schema name. And a blank count is system function. Blank count is a system function. In the query params, right, you can supply your query, which column you want to find the blank count, you can select and then select the column name. For a corresponding column, you can find the how many blank records present in that corresponding columns. Okay, these are the syntax actually. And then what are the data types are allowed? Mostly we are allowing only the varchar data types to refer the columns. Okay, if you want to find the blank count, right, the data type of column should be Sujit, I'm asking you, if I want to find the blank count, I can supply a query here. For a query, you can select any columns. Okay, select a column name, you can select the column data type should be. I'm asking you.
So varchars.
It's going to varchar data type. Okay, the reference column is going to varchar data type. Now, what we're going to do is we have one more approach you can do here. What we can do is first we have to grant the data metric user database. We have the database called data metric user database user, and then you have to assign the role to the table owner role, which is the ownership privilege of the table. Okay, this is another way you can do it, but what we can do is straight away we can use this schema, Snowflake core schema, and then you can use a system function called blank count. And then inside the params, right, you can pass your subqueries you can pass. But the selected column should be a single column. Multiple columns you can't be able to pass. To find the blank count, you can pass only single column. What I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this function. Simple way, just what you have to do, create some database. Create database ETL. Just create a database. Now the database got created. You can refresh the snow site. You can see one database ETL is got created. The schema is going to be information, another information schema. You can see the views, right? These are the views we have, inbuilt classes we have, everything we have. And then the another schema is going to be a public schema. In that, no objects will be found. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's very simple. I'm going to find a blank count for a corresponding column. Just copy this one and then just paste as it is. Now we don't have this table, right? We don't have this employee info table. Just remove this query and then you can put select. As of now, you can use as start from. Though we have Snowflake sample data, go to any of schemas. I'm going to use the schema TPCHSF100. Under that, we have the tables, right? Now we have the customer table we have. Just place your mouse pointer here and then click here and place them in editor. Now automatically the database name, schema name, and then table name will get copied. Now you should not give any asterisks. For only a single column, you can able to find the blank count. You can able to find the blank count. Just first what you have to do, right? Just select 10 records and see the column names first. See the column names. Now what I want to do is I want to find the blank count. Sorry, I want to find the blank count for the C address column. Okay, just instead of asterisk, you can replace C address. Though it's a varchar data type, that's why I'm giving here. Now remove the limit. Now try to execute this system function. Snowflake.core is a schema and blank count is system function. Now it's going to give the blank count for you. How many blank count is there? How many blank count we have?
Zero, sir, zero.
It's zero. Okay, just you can try for some other columns. This is the way you have to find it. Okay. Just query it. Yeah, whenever querying this kind of huge tables, right, what you have to do, just put some limit. Otherwise, it'll query all the data. It will take more time. So the warehouse we are using, command underscore WH warehouse, it's a small warehouse. Now we are going to try for some different customer name address we have, right? Just the C phone number also, C market segment, C comment. Okay, we'll try for the comment one, C underscore comment. Just give a try for blank count. Now it's all zero. There is no blank records. That's why the blank count is zero. If any blank records exist, it will give the count for you. That's what this blank count function will do. The same thing, we have one more function called blank percentage. It will give in terms of percentage. Same function. It's one of the DMF function, data metric function, but it will return a percentage of column values. Not it won't give you a numeric value. It will give in terms of percentage. Now, what I want to do is just we're going to give a try with some different tables. Like I'm going to take some orders instead of customer. I'm going to take order. It's orders, right? Orders. And then instead of segment, what we can do is just you can give asterisks and find the limit. Give the limit of 10 records and get the column names. Yeah, good. Now what I'm going to do is just though it's order table, right? I'm not able to see much thing. Just to try for nation. Now just to search for any varchar column. Yeah, again the nation name is there, nation command is there. Let's give it a try for n command. It's another varchar type, and then remove the limits and find. Instead of blank count, what we are finding here? Blank, blank, percent. It will give in terms of percentage. What it's giving is, so it's 0%. That's why giving 0.00 like this. Okay. Now, if you have any values, right, then it will give like 2%, 3% like that. It will give the values. Make it mute. Next one is null count. The same thing. Okay. I'm not going to execute one by one. Just if any null values are present, it will give the count for you. It's one of the data metric function, mostly all in the enterprise edition. Now, what I want to do is just I want to same syntax. I want to supply the I want to supply the query. Okay, subquery I have to supply as a params. Now, instead of blank percentage, I want to supply. I want to supply null count. If any null values are present, then we'll display the count. Otherwise, it won't give any count for us. It will give 0 only. If you we'll go for some other tables, region, let's see. Yeah, like, yeah, just we'll try for our NTIA or region also will be there. Just we'll go for supplier. Now fire this query. Let's get the column names. Okay. Supplier name, supplier address is there. Phone number, command is there. Okay. Just we'll check for part. I think it's having more data. It's going more than 12 seconds. Okay, like manufacturer name, brand is there, and then P type is there, and then P underscore command is there. Okay, let's try for P underscore command. Yeah. Now find the null count. Now it's giving 0 because it's not having any null records. That's why it's giving the count is 0. Now, next one is similar like how we did the blank on blank percent, right? Same thing we have to find in terms of percentage. Just what you have to do, instead of null count, just make it as null percent. You can make it null percent. Now we will get in terms of 0 percentage. You can able to select only one column. You can see, right, it's getting 0.00 percentages because it's not having any null values. That's why it's getting percentage 0. Now the next one is freshness. How fresh your data is. That's what we're going to measure here. Now, whenever the data comes into the table, like based on the timestamp, we are checking how fresh your data is. It is less than 24 hours or less than 30 minutes or less than 1 hour. Like that, you can able to validate your freshness of the data. Like for data quality check, it's one of the metric to find how fresh your data is. Now, we're going to use the freshness system data metric function, DMF functions. It's mostly supported on the enterprise edition feature only. Now, the same thing, you have to supply the schema, and then you have to apply the function called freshness function. You have to supply the query here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this function based on the timestamp you can decide, as well as based on the date you can decide, and then based on the timestamp time zone you can decide. Okay, now just going for a direct example now. Now in this table, they're checking it is less than 5 minutes. If it is less than 5 minutes, 5 minutes before you got the data, they're given in terms of 300. 300 means 300 seconds. Now, so the 1 minute contains how many seconds? 1 minute contains how many seconds?
60 seconds, sir.
60 seconds, 60 into 5, totally 300 seconds. The same thing we're going to supply here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check for 6 seconds. 6 seconds means 3, 60. Okay, 6 are 36, right? I'm putting 360. Now I'm checking the freshness. It won't see like it's giving like true. It's giving like a true for us. Okay, because if the data is less than 6 seconds, it is going true. Okay, now I'm going to give another condition. I'm checking greater than 6 seconds. Okay, let's see. This is how they can validate the data freshness. It's giving false. Okay, now if it is less than 6 seconds, right? Yeah, it's satisfied. Now this is the way you can able to find the data freshness. Next one is statistics. I'm not going to focus much on the statistics part. You already know, right? How to find the average, min value, max value, already have seen in the SQL part. Okay, but I want to show the things, how they're finding the average. It's very simple. Using snowflake.core, you have to supply the average function, and then you are inside the params, you have to supply your subqueries, but the column name should be a integer data type. It should not be a varchar. The salary column should be a integer data type. Then only you can able to find the average. If it is a varchar, you can't able to find the average. This is how you can able to find the average. The same syntax. If it is min, you want to change snowflake.score schema, and then instead of average, you can change minimum value. And then if you want to find the maximum value, you can make it max. If you want to change standard deviation, you can change your standard deviation and find the values. Okay, this is how we can do. Now, what I want to do is just I want to calculate max value. If it's a max value, what do you have to give? If it's a max value, what do you have to give? Should be a column should be a column should be varchar or integer type. You're finding max value.
Integer type, sir.
It should be integer type. That's what we want to do. Now I think in this everything will be varchar only. Just like going for supplier. Let's see any data is there or not. Supplier, just give some limit. Okay. Now just try to hit this query. Now it's giving the result as yes nation key is there, right? I'll give instead of asterisk, I'll give yes nation key. Good. Now remove the limits. These are the data metric functions. You can see, right? It's giving 24. The max value is 24 from that column. Okay, this is how you can find the max value, min value, max standard deviation. You can find it. I'm not going to focus much on statistics part, but you will majorly use min value, max value, average value use. Standard deviation you won't use much. The next one is uniqueness. You can find the duplicate count. How many duplicate records are present using duplicate count function. It's one of the DMF function for data quality. It's mostly available in the enterprise edition feature only. directly you can use this function. Just copy this function. But you have to focus more on the Snowflake core schema. After the schema, you have to use the duplicate count. Now I'm going to find the duplicates from the destination key column. Let's see the duplicates. How many duplicates are present in the destination key? Now we can see 25 duplicate values were present in the duplicate count function, using duplicate count function. The next one is, this is how we can find the duplicates for each column wise. Now next one is going to see the last one, you're going to see the volume, like how many records were present in the table. You can use a row count function, or if you want to find the unique records from the table, you can use unique count. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this function, unique count function. I want to find how many unique records are present in that column, corresponding column. Just hit enter. Now you can see how many records present. 25 unique records were present in the table. Okay, it's having so many of category values, I think, but having 25 unique count values. This is how you can find the unique count. And then if you want to find the total count of the table, instead of unique count, what you can do, you can give row count. The row count function will give the entire row count of the table. These functions mostly available in the enterprise edition feature, mostly for the data quality checks, we will use this function. Okay, this is how we are using the DMF functions. It's one of system inbuilt data metric functions. We have seen various subtopics, what is meant by accuracy functions, freshness, how fresh your data is, and statistics, and then uniqueness and volume. Okay, tomorrow we're going to see about what are the different date time functions we have. Okay, I'm going to close the session right now.